Hey there, welcome to episode 10 of Mixed Together. We've made it to the double digits. I'm excited. You excited? Good, I'm excited. Let's go. Let's see what we got. Always looking over my shoulder, always looking up that ladder, never see what's right in front of me. Cause I've got so much more to give than I could ever take. Sounds pretty good to me. Of course, I'm terribly biased, but you can disagree. And if you disagree, leave a comment. Leave a comment whether you agree or disagree. I like to see what you're thinking. Make sure there's humans out there. Okay. So when we originally recorded this B3 over at Steve Peffer's place, head over. There's a studio tour video of Steve Peffer's studio. Go to my studio tours playlist. You'll see it. Just posted it last week. Great place. But I think it's kind of funny. I think he forgot to record the low mic. So if you've ever recorded a Leslie cabinet, you've got it's a big cabinet, probably 4 feet tall-ish. And in the top, there's the horn that spins around. There's little slits. You put microphones, usually 2, which is what we have here for the stereo. And then usually there's a single mic on the bottom, which is where a lot of the low frequencies come out. So typically you'll see in a B3 recording with a stereo track of the highs and then a B3 low track, which we don't have in this song because I think we had it routed wrong. So the low wasn't even recorded on this song. All that to say, this song doesn't need the low because it's just really tickling in the high frequencies is all we're going for. That was a long way of saying the organ to me is standing out in places. I need it to sit back a little bit. So I want to kind of find that sweet spot and then see how we can work it from there. See right here, the wah just is a little too cheesy. It's a little too loud in the mix. And you can see just by looking at the waveform, Steve is a legit actual B3 player. So he rides the volume. Now, if you've ever had a recording of someone who doesn't ride the volume well, it's all over the place and you have to spend forever. So he did ride the volume. I'm probably going to ride it a little bit more. And you're going to see me do something here that I don't normally do. I think I'm going to write some automation here. That's not my normal thing. I hope I'm feeling okay. Let me hear it at the beginning just to make sure. 30 years doing this same old thing, always wondering, hey, what's got to take it away. Okay, so he's not in verse 2. Which I've been a bad boy and I don't have markers up here for the verses and the choruses. And you can. It's a good idea. I just haven't. 30 years doing this same old thing. Always wondering, hey, what? Okay. I am all over the place today. I had a couple cups of coffee. The vocal de-esser is bothering me. I'm just going to hit that a little bit so it's not bothering me as much anymore. Always wondering, hey, what's in it for me? What's in it for me? Gotta know what's the ROI. Gotta know if it's worth my time. What's in it for me? Always wondering, hey, what's in it for me? Okay, I moved the frequency up, so it's just catching more of just the higher stuff. I think that's working better. Always wondering, hey, what's in it for me? What's in it for me? Okay, good enough. It's not distracting anymore. Back to the organ. Always wondering, hey, what's in it for me? Yeah, okay. I've decided, because it sounds like fun to me, I'm going to play the organ. Not what you think. I'm going to play or write automation. So I'm going to be using my handy dandy. Oh, come on, don't be stuck now. Of all times to get stuck. My handy dandy PreSonus fader port. This is it. There we go. Right side up. As you can see, it has a fader here, here. And watch the B3 fader on the screen. See how they're moving up and down together? And I just totally jacked up my volume. But I'm going to use said fader. And now I've lost dadgummit. So I use these little binder clips to hold the cables from falling back. Anyway, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Wow, I'm all over the place. I apologize. So I'm going to use that fader to ride the automation here. So what I'm going to do is click on that fader. I'm going to turn it into touch. No, we're going to do latch. So it stays where I leave it. So if I let go, it'll stay. Because I'm just going to write automation for this entire dealy bob. As we can see, now we're switched over. We see the volume automation. This horizontal blue line is the volume. And as soon as we hit play and start moving this, it'll start writing some automation. So let me make sure I've got the level right first. Let me turn that off for a second. So my plan is to keep it kind of where it is, and then let's go into latch. There's no latch button on the fader port. There's touch, write, and read. I guess write is the same thing. Just do write because I want to push the button. I want to leave the organ volume here where you don't hear it too much, and then kind of the second part of the verse. Gotta know it's the ROI. Gotta know if it's worth. I want to start slowly bringing the organ in, and then I'm just gonna play around with how I want it to, where I want the volumes to be. Now I'm gonna turn the microphone off and just focus on doing this. What you'll notice is I will probably stop and rewind a lot. That is to just rewrite whatever it was. So I'll just be moving the fader. What I'll do is I'll zoom in a little bit, so you can see actually let's make the fader bigger. We can do all of this. We have the power. Come here. All right, you can see the fader a little bit bigger. You can see the volume, the automation being written up here, and we're gonna see what kind of trouble we can get into. Here we go. I'm going to switch to latch because write mode, if I click back, it just goes to wherever the actual fader is. It messes things up. So I'm going to go back. So it'll read the previous automation until I touch it, and then it will stay in that spot when I let go. Gotta know. Gotta know what's the ROI. Gotta know if it's worth my time. Ooh, my time. Always looking over my shoulder. Always looking up that ladder. Never see what's right in front of me. I got so much more to give than I could ever take. I got a mission, and I got so much life to live, and not just for my sake. I got a mission. I got a mission. They tell us it's a zero-sum game. If I want it, then I've got to take it away. Take it away. Okay, cool. I think that works. Sorry, I had the I was looking in the settings because you can see how, oops, how it's kind of rounding off and simplifying my automation. I know there's a setting somewhere for that. Automation. And now I've got the spinning beach ball. That's exciting. Okay. So yeah, there's a setting, I think. I remember there being one in Pro Tools that made it be, but this is pretty detailed. I mean, it's getting the gist of what I wanted to do. And as you can see, volume was all over the place. Quick thing, if you're doing automation, always go back out. Ooh, I clipped something at some point. Always go back out of automation into read mode so you don't accidentally keep messing up your automation. But I think it works well. 30 years doing the same old thing. Yeah, I dig it. And I think things like this where it builds in right there. Yeah, that could even be a little more pronounced. I love those glissandos or whatever you call them. Correct me here, organ nerds. I like that to be kind of loud. I could even have it louder over here too. Cool. Yeah, I think that works really well. And now I don't have to worry about I was literally this entire video series, there have been points where I'm listening to the organ and I'm thinking, it's jumping out in spots and I wish it wasn't. And so now I thought about compressing it, but that actually works well. What's nice about, here's a nice little blip for the way that I mix. I've got the organ going to my keys bus, which is essentially just the organ. So I did the automation on the organ track itself. I could have just done it on the keys bus, but I did it on the organ track for whatever reason, because it's easier to see right there. But now if I need the overall volume of the organ to go up and down, I can still move this fader and not have this one move. Because as you know, if I try to move the volume here, hang on. You'll notice if I try to move this fader down here and I let go, it'll stay there, but then it'll do what I want it to do, but when I stop and go back, it'll go back to where it was the pre-recorded spot. So my volume fader on this B3 is now locked forever on these spots that I've written in. You can always change that, but just so you know, it's not going to, if you accidentally move it like that, it's not going to actually do anything in your mix. It'll go right back when you're done. So that's kind of nice about having this bus over here. I can move this and adjust the overall volume of the B3, kind of like trimming the automation without having to worry about going in and grabbing all the automation and moving it up and down. So I don't normally do automation, especially this early in the mix, but occasionally something just needs it, and I just go and do it. So I'm feeling pretty good about that. Let's just listen a little bit more. Always looking over my shoulder, always looking up that ladder, never see what's right in front of me. Now that vocal, we dealt with the vocal a little bit earlier. I want to deal with it a little bit more. There's still a frequency that's annoying me. Maybe it's one of these that we've already dealt with. Over my shoulder, always looking up that ladder, never see what's right in front of me. Yeah. 'Cause I've got so much more to give than I could ever take. I got a mission, and I've got so much life to live, and not just for my sake. I got a mission. I got a mission. I got a mission. You know what I want to do? I haven't done this yet. And we're kind of getting a little long here. We've dealt with organ, but I want to do this as well because it's super fun to do sometimes. If you got a slapback delay on a vocal like we do, here's the slapback by itself. Always looking over my shoulder, always looking up that ladder, never see what's right in front of me. Here it is with the vocal. Always looking over my shoulder. Sometimes it's nice, and you know how I love to distort things. I'm just a distorted individual. Put some distortion before the delay. You could do it after too. I just tend to like it before. And just do that. Always looking over my shoulder, always looking up that ladder, never see what's right in front of me. Yeah. 'Cause I've got so much more to give than I could ever take. So it's got a little more just kind of grit to it. Always looking over my shoulder, always looking up that ladder, never see what's right in front of me. Yeah. 'Cause I've got so much more to give than I could ever take. I got a mission, and I've got so much life to live. Final thing, this vocal, the sibilance on the shushes and the S's is bothering me, and I think there's two different things at play. So we're going to actually get a little surgical on this. I'm going to open up another band of multiband and try to hone in on that, because it's not the high frequencies that are bothering me. It's more the upper mids in the 3 to 5K range that are just jumping out too much. So I'm going to set this to the same settings as this top band. So fast attack and release, really high ratio, and then I'm just going to go find it. So the cool thing is I can solo this band. Always looking over my shoulder, always looking up that ladder. All right, this is going to get annoying for a minute, so if you want to turn whatever you're listening on down, probably a good thing. This is where your wife makes fun of you in the next room because you're doing this. You're listening to one frequency, one little spot over and over. So there's two ranges here. There's this range of sibilance, and there's this range. Okay, and we can kind of deal with both. So let me stop soloing it. Let's just listen to the voice without the loopy loop. Over my shoulder, always looking up that ladder. Over my shoulder, always looking up that ladder. Never over my shoulder, always looking over my shoulder, over my shoulder, over my shoulder, over my shoulder. That's interesting. So if we take those frequencies away, everything above 4K, we still hear it. Over my shoulder. So where does it go away? Over my shoulder, over my shoulder. So it's above 1K. So I'm going to go find that frequency again. Apologies, but it's... Oh, I'm sorry. Hang on. All right, let's try it again. Over my shoulder, always looking up that ladder. Over my shoulder. So that shh is lower than I thought. Over my shoulder, over my shoulder, over my shoulder, always. Okay. Now I'm going to hone in. Let me turn off that slap delay for a second. I'm going to hone in and just find that exact frequency that's. So we know it's above 2K. I'm going to bring this one down and kind of find it.
My shoulder, always looking up that ladder. Never see over my shoulder, over my shoulder, over my shoulder.
Okay, so I've changed my tune. I don't think I need two frequencies. I just need one de-esser up above 2K. So it's more like a multi-band compressor proper here, because all those frequencies are pretty sibilant. And my voice on this day with this microphone probably could have recorded it better, to be, completely honest. So let's see what we got now.
Over my shoulder, always looking up that ladder. Never see what's right in front of me. Over my shoulder.
Well, there you go.
Over my shoulder.
The sh isn't nearly as prominent. Here it is without.
Over my shoulder.
You hear how the sh is really loud?
Over my shoulder. Over my shoulder.
Now, if we turn the de-esser on, the multiband, whatever you want to call it.
Over my shoulder. Over my shoulder. Over my shoulder. Over my shoulder.
So it's dulled down a bit. We could probably do it even a little bit more.
Over my shoulder. Always looking up that ladder.
Then what we can do is we've made it kind of dull. We can compensate for that with whatever EQ we've got at the end. So we can come back in.
Over my shoulder, always looking up that ladder. Never see what's right in front of me. Yeah. 'Cause I've got.
So it's still thick, still got some warmth to it, but the sibilance
over my shoulder
is more normal. Like, of course, now we've listened to it so much, the shush sounds loud no matter what. Here it is without the de-esser.
Over my shoulder.
Really jumps out.
Over my shoulder.
Now it's kind of the same level as everything else. And in the mix, which is really the only place where it matters, let's see.
Over my shoulder, always looking up that ladder. Over my
Let's get a little more context here, JoJo.
Always looking over my shoulder, always looking up that ladder.
I can probably ease up on this high boost. It's up like 3 dB, almost 4. Let's try that.
Always looking over my shoulder, always looking up that ladder. Never see what's right in front of me. Yeah.
Now, one could argue
Always looking over my shoulder, always looking up that ladder.
One could argue that the whole problem is being caused by how heavily I'm compressing the vocal, and that may be true. So I may come back and completely undo this entire thing. The thing here is, if you got some ideas for mixing your vocal from this video, great, but watch the whole series, because you may see, this is episode 10, you may see in episode 20, I go back and completely get rid of all the plugins and do the vocal tone again. That's not abnormal, and probably will happen, because I'll listen to this on, rinky-dink earbuds, and it'll still be too sibilant, which is where I hear a lot of the sibilance, and come back and fix it in the studio. That may happen. And if that happens, it's okay. It's not a failure. I'm saying this for you. I know it's not a failure, but just so you know, like it's kind of part of the process. And the more you do it, the less likely you'll have to wrestle with that. But I like the aggressiveness that the compression brings, but it brings out more sibilance. So I got to wrestle with those two and see what's going to work for me. Right now, I think I'm digging this, but we'll have to see in future episodes how things go. All right, that's it. I have gone on for 29 minutes. Seems like a good, decent length for an episode. If you haven't gotten the tracks of this song and started your mix, it's not too late. You can go get those over at homestudiocorner.com/MT. MT for mix together, not empty like I am empty, but MT letters. And download the tracks from there, import them into your session, and follow along. I think you'll learn a lot. It'll be fun.